Jane said our mum died of religion. She said Auntie Em had died of religion too. I asked her what she meant. She said when Cousin Albert died, Auntie Em kept going to the churchyard and crying. Don't you remember? I didn't. And Mum hadn't gone to the churchyard crying. She cried at home when she thought we couldn't see. Jane was 12. I was 8. But I wasn't the baby of the family. John was. John was 18 months old. Jane said I had to do as I was told now Mum was gone. I didn't always. Jane wasn't my mum. My mum was gone. Mum has been gone a long time. I don't think John will ever remember her. I can, but her face goes all fuzzy. I have a picture of her. Dad gave me it. I look at it every night after saying my prayers. I pray for Mum and Dad and us, and that I never catch religion. I don't want to die. I'm only 8. Jane looks after John a lot. I don't feel sorry for her because I have to wash up after tea. Jane says I'll get into bother if I don't, when Dad comes in. He's never in. Mum used to be in all the time. She read us stories. My favourite was Cinderella. I was the princess at the end, always. She had a lovely frock, Mum used to say. Jane would laugh and say that I wasn't pretty enough to be a princess, but Jane doesn't know everything. Mum used to say I was special, but that was before she got religion. Jane makes tea for us all. She collects John from Mrs. P's after school. Mrs. P was a friend of Gran's. Gran died after Mum. She didn't have religion. I heard Dad telling Mrs. P once that it was a heart attack. It was a blessing, he said. I wonder why. Why was it a blessing? Jane doesn't know. I've asked her. That's how I know she doesn't know everything. It's 6 o'clock. We've had tea and I've washed up. I'm going to ask Dad about religion. I am. I won't tell Jane. She says she's in charge until Dad gets in. I don't believe her. She's just bossy. It's 9 o'clock before Dad comes in. I'm in bed, but I'm not asleep. Jane thinks I am. Every time she checks, I just stay very still. Sometimes I hear Jane crying. I wonder if Jane's getting religion. I know you cry when you fall, but that's different. Jane never falls, so it must be religion. I'll ask Dad. I never cry now, even when I fall over. When I'm in bed and I close my eyes, I pretend I'm asleep. If I pretend enough, maybe Mum will come back. I think Jane would like that. I screw up my eyes as tightly as I can, and then open them quickly. Mum's not there.